Today, I'm going to do a walkthrough Twitter. I will cover how to schedule your tweets and get involved to maximize your time on Twitter as an author. Stay tuned. I'm Mandy Jo. Welcome back to Writing with Mandy Jo, where writers like you get tips, tricks, and how-to advice every week. So be sure to subscribe. I'm Mandy Jo. Let's start at the beginning. First of all, you have to have a Twitter account. I mean, seriously, if you're going to be on Twitter, what's the best thing to do? Have a Twitter account. Let me share my screen so that we can walk through Twitter and you can see what we're doing. So let me get this and share. And I'm going to put that. There we go. Woo-hoo. Now, here is my Twitter account, Mandy Jo Author, because Mandy Jo was already taken. Go figure. So this right here is what my profile looks like. So once you get your profile set up, and I just put that Mandy Jo writes fiction, current WIP, work in progress, fiction, self-help. This has to be updated. Fantasy, mystery, and time travel, because this would be fantasy, mystery, time travel. And I put my hashtags, hashtag Mandy Jo Author and hashtag Writing Community. This helps get you recognized when people search on those hashtags. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And this tells you, basically, it'll share what you share. If you don't share it, it won't share it. FYI, my birthday's at the end of the month. We're getting close, 20 more days. And then you have your tweets that you can pin. You can only pin one tweet. And then you've got tweets and replies, your media, your likes. So this is the basics of your profile. I recommend a business account. Why? Because then you're scheduling your tweets. Who wants to sit on Twitter all day long and tweet? Nobody. So when you schedule your tweets, what do you put out there for a tweet? For your author page. Now, with your author account, you can have as many accounts as you want. With your author account, I recommend, unless you are writing about politics or anything else controversial, don't mix it with your author Twitter account. Now, if you want to have a personal one and an author one, go for it. But unless you're writing about politics, leave it off your account. I do not engage on my author account, and I only have one author account. I don't have a personal account and an author account. That's, for me, I just would rather do one. And with that, I don't do politics. I also don't do politics over on Facebook or on any other social platform. You might think you can figure out what my political stance is, but you're not going to. Just saying. Keep the politics to the politicians. Or if you are writing about politics, then yes, it belongs on your account. The biggest thing that you're going to want to do is to be able to schedule your tweets. And when you go over here, right at the top, when you press home for Twitter, right at the top, you're going to have what's happening. And that's where you're going to schedule your tweets. As you can see, there's a little thing right here that looks like a calendar with a clock. When you hover over it, it says schedule. You can tag a location, you can add emojis, you can add a poll, you can add a GIF, or media, which is a video, a picture, whichever. Now, let me see here. We're going to go through scheduling. And right here it says everyone can reply. When you're on your account as as an author, you want everyone to be able to reply. You want those comments. You want the hearts, you want the retweets. It just is. So what's happening? You can put anything you want on Twitter, pretty much. I haven't had any problems with ending up in Facebook jail or Twitter jail or having my accounts compromised or anything like that. But I also keep my tweets and posts to relevancy of being an author. So what's happening? I can give an update on the book that I am in process of writing. So I'm going to put down MC, main character, Heinrich, and Gustav are at a castle. Where's the castle? Where's the castle? Let's see. And I want to put, what is the date? Have they traveled through time again? I use full sentences. Some people don't, some people do. And then I'm going to put in here, I'm going to put it down the space. Now, see, when I put up hashtag writing, it comes up, it gives me ideas of what to put. So I'll put writing community, and I'm going to do time travel. Time travel authors. And I'm going to do one more. Let's see, did it grab it? No. Reading community. And we'll do one more fiction. Now, I want to schedule this tweet. It doesn't have to come out right this moment. So you click on the schedule and you pick a date. Today is August 10th. I do not want that to come out in 5 days. I want that to come out sometime today. Now, this tells me you can't schedule a tweet to send in the past. So I am going to schedule it for a couple minutes. And notice it says the time zone. And if I had a bunch of scheduled tweets, I could click on here and I would see all those scheduled tweets. So I'm going to hit confirm. Notice it takes me back to my tweet. So this enables me to modify that, add things to it, do whatever I feel like to it before I actually hit schedule. And notice that this now says schedule instead of post. So we'll hit schedule, and it went off into the scheduled realm. Where can I find that? Go up here, click on schedule, scheduled tweets, and it's right there. And it tells you, will send on Wednesday, August 10th, 2022 at 9:11 a.m. You can edit, and there's nothing to confirm because I'm not scheduling anything on that. Now, that is how you schedule your tweets. Use hashtags that pertain to what your tweet is about, included those. Come up with a hashtag for yourself and your readers to use for your books. That was the Mandy Jo author hashtag. Once I have a title for my books, I also include that in the tweet. One thing I do like about Twitter is that for the most part, you're not getting a bunch of videos. You're not going to see a whole bunch of videos on Twitter, at least through my account dealing with other authors. There will be some pictures, not a whole lot. But it's mostly text, which I think is a great change from Facebook, from Instagram, from TikTok, and all of those other social media platforms. Now, as an author, you want to get into a community with other authors. There is the hashtag, as you notice, I wrote writing community. It's also on my profile. This means I'm part of the writing community on Twitter. What does that mean? That means that I communicate with other writers, other authors. So, I'm going to show. So this one, we do have pictures. Now for my Twitter feed, I do have more than just authors on my Twitter feed. And what I do is I try to make sure, wow, look at that, 35 more tweets already. And there's mine at the top. Now notice the first video that we've seen so far is a commercial. Just 1 second, gotta grab a quick drink. Okay. So we are going to scroll through these. And this person, what does your main character do for a living? So as you get scrolling on Twitter, you're going to find I have a few friends that I follow on Twitter, but for the most part, most of the people that I have, that I follow and that follow me on Twitter, for the most part, I don't know those individuals personally, as in off of Twitter. I do have a few, but primarily this is where I go to communicate with others, to get ideas on what to write, to get encouragement. So like this, what does your main character do for a living? Maybe that's a great question. Have you thought about what does your character do? Mine right now? Traveling through time. That's what he does. And so someone got some new books. Love it. And notice that there are some pictures. And notice this author, join the book club, add your book link to the bookshelf below, and we'll create our own online bookstore for the reading community. You can bookshop for your favorite books, check out books for sale, and even leave a book review. Writing community, writers community, library. And then what you do is you'll click on that tweet. Things are a little bit slower because I do have so much running on my computer at the moment. So I clicked on the picture, so I've got the picture in full screen, and I've got over on the right, you will see the actual description of the picture. And then you can scroll down and you can see what other people have posted. And you can add your tweet right in there and give a link because they asked for it. This is where the great thing about this is that there is so much out there on Twitter for authors to be able to legitimately share their works that they have written, talk about your work in progress, and people are going to get you. They're going to understand you. It's great. So you can, if you have a book already published for sale, you can leave a message about your book and a link. If you don't and you just have a favorite book, you can review so that people know. And over here is the X on the left. I am using Microsoft Edge, so all of my tabs are on the left. It maximizes my screen height. And I really like this for when I am on my laptop. Notice over here, I have a notification. Let's go check it out. So I already have someone who liked my tweet. We just posted it. How cool is that? And notice this one right here. This is a comment. So Cinnamony Lint rules aggressively. Liked your reply. So this is where you get the interaction. And to me, Twitter is much more interactive than what Facebook is. Twitter, you are going to find those authors. You're going to find those people that are interactive. And a lot of it, now you're going to see that sometimes it comes up with stuff that you just don't want to deal with, and you can hide that. There are these 3 dots, and you can not interested in this tweet, unfollow, add or remove from lists, mute, block, embed, and report tweet. Embed tweet is if you were going to put this on a website. I'm not going to do any of those. So I'm going to click off because I do want to see what Grand Rapids Marathon is posting. Over here we have what's happening. Some of it, in fact, right now I wouldn't reply to any of it. I just read through it. Samsung Unpacked might be the only thing that I'd look at because I use a Samsung phone. But other than that, Who to follow? These are suggestions. And notice it says here promoted. That means that Bank of America paid to have their Twitter handle put into who to follows. You want to see more? Click on show more. And this is a great way to build a following. and it will tell you. It gives you their titles. It gives you what their handle is. It gives you what their description is, and you can just follow. Don't get too crazy following because they will say they will put a limit on how many you can follow. Because remember, when you're following people, these are going to go into your feed, your homepage there, and you're going to see that. So you do have to be a little. And so, like on this one this morning, we have all different kinds of stuff. We've got NASCAR, we've got Intellic, CSI Vegas, we've got a bunch of authors that it suggests. It gives the actress from Holland. Um, I don't. I try to stay away from the political stuff. So, World Health Organization, no, thank you. Go through this, and it will suggest. It will also suggest things where if you have friends that follow it, it will ask for you to follow it, which is always interesting. So yes, there's a whole array of things. Wolf Entertainment. Huh. That might be a good one for me to follow because I like all those shows. But I'm not going to add to that right now. So we've gone through the homepage, who to follow, what's happening, show more tweets, which I absolutely love. And so this is what I'm talking about. Shameless Self-Promo Wednesday. This is where you get to drop the links, retweet, follow your favorites, and buy what you like. So this is where you go to put that advertisement of your book. But don't forget, while you're there, while you're dropping your link, look at the other links, follow some of your favorites, and make it so that it isn't just all about your book, but you might find another book you like. You might find another author that writes similar to you. All good things. So over here we have, on the left, we have home, explore, hashtag explore. This is where you can follow for you what's trending, news, sports, entertainment, COVID. Settings, explore settings. Show content in this location. When this is on, you'll see what's happening around you right now. So, Samsung Unpacked. Evidently, they think I really need to know about their new phone. Notifications. This is notifications where people have replied to you, people have liked your tweets, people have retweeted your tweets, and some of the ones that you have followed that you designated that you wanted to know when they post, it will tell you when they post. Messages, direct messages from others, so that's one-on-one. Bookmarks. Yeah. Save tweets. Obviously, I haven't. Lists. Have I created a list? Evidently, I have. Some of these I don't remember pinning, so I'm going to unpin these. Oh no, these are, I don't know how they figured this, but I didn't do these. None of these would I have done. Huh. Interesting. Because I would not have put AP staff. They must be putting these together on from what I have done. Interesting. Or maybe I hit follow on some strange. Back to profile. And that is my profile. You might like what's happening. They always like to keep you up to date. And more. What does more say? Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Topics, moments, Twitter Blue, that's a paid service, newsletters, Twitter for professionals, Twitter ads, analytics, settings, a privacy help center, display, and keyboard shortcuts. Display. This is one of my favorites. So this is how everything is displayed for me. You get to pick your color. They give you a few. They give you background. I very seldom have anything in the default with the white background. Very few things. But that's okay. Choose how big I'm in the middle. And done. But definitely you are going to want to make sure that you are following the hashtag writing community. Why? Because this is where the other writers are at. You're going to want to do that. Oh, just received the previews of chapters 5 through 12 on my second audiobook, The Heart of Cyrus the Elders. Sounds great. Very cool. And when you see something that you like, you give it a heart. So I'm working on multiple screens here. I'm going to stop screen sharing. If you've had any questions, you know what? I totally forgot to look at the chat. No chat at the moment. Okay, awesome. You can leave questions along the way if you have certain questions that you thought about while I was scrolling through Twitter. Please leave a question. And let me make sure that we covered it all. It's a beautiful thing. I am Mandy Jo. Thank you for joining me today for Walking Through Twitter. Click subscribe and join me next Wednesday for Writing with Mandy Jo, where we're going to be talking about Instagram. We're going to do a walkthrough of Instagram. And I will see you next week.